The wind kills all your birds.
I love the poorly educated.
I'm not a big believer in man-made climate change.
It'll get cooler, it'll get warmer, it's called weather.
Environmental protection, what they do is a disgrace. Every week they come out with new regulations.
Donald Trump versus science. I bet it's a fight he actually thinks he can win. And he can, in a way, but the losers are those of us who will be alive in 30 years, aren't arrogant enough to believe indisputable facts aren't true if we don't like them, and who give a damn about upcoming generations. You know, halfway decent people. It's time to stop treating science like a bunch of smarmy eggheads out to stop you from having fun. It isn't that. You can't stop science because it isn't an ideology. It's a way of trying to understand the world, the universe, and our place in it. It's a way of building knowledge with testable and provable explanations. Immutable and irrefutable evidence don't care if you choose to believe in stories you heard instead. Choosing to abandon bothersome knowledge only leaves you unprepared and weak. Or if you're in a leadership role, all of us, you need a science advisor and a director of the White House Office of Science and Technology Policy. I know, you barely use a real actual computer. Smartphones don't count. And you like to push industries like so-called clean coal, which is not a thing, over energy technologies from later than the 1700s that the rest of the world is investing in, that won't run out of very soon. But you absolutely cannot make decisions about things like national security, land use, even transportation without consulting someone with some expertise or resources to pool the best minds on the issues. You may think it's adorable and powerful to gag the EPA, but they're not a press release / Twitter machine. They're supposed to be testing for mercury and particulates in the water and the atmosphere, things that affect people's very lives, like the people of Flint, Michigan, which is still without clean water. Like I said, facts don't care about your bravado. They exist. There will be questions like, if this terrorist group has enough of this element, can they build a nuke? What public to private sector partnerships need to happen? What technology should be researched? How will climate change, which is absolutely real, affect crop productivity and therefore farmers and therefore food supply? Everyone, money, and your personal number one, your own reputation. It's not a game of Civ. It's real. You have to accept that these are real things because we, real people, will absolutely suffer for decades to come because of your overblown insecurity and thin skin. As we close in on 100 days of Trump, he still has yet to name a science advisor. Which might not seem that terrible, since he seems to have deliberately selected people with either absolutely no experience or a complete frothing hatred of the scientific or technological mission of the group they've been chosen to head. While President Obama nominated UC Berkeley's Steve Chu, a Nobel Prize-winning physicist, to head the Department of Energy, Trump put this guy in charge, a self-admitted ignoramus who was eliminated second on Dancing with the Stars for the Paso Doble and earned himself 2 C grades, a D and an F in chemistry, a C in physics, and a D in a class only called meat. Then there's this guy, one of Trump's presumed science advisor picks, who seems to be one of the 3% of scientists who doesn't believe in global warming.
I believe the increase of CO2 will be good.
The CO2 is actually good.
Oh yes, I think 1,000 parts per million would be better for the planet.
Well, how?
It used to be the policy of the EPA to release good news as an option, bad news as a mandate. Now, since Team Trump took over, bad news doesn't come, ever, if it's inconvenient for the narrative. Those of you who've taught kindergarten are aware of this tactic. When we're armed with the knowledge and truth, no matter how unwelcome it is, we're more ready and likely to succeed than if we cover our ears and throw a damn tantrum and wet the bed, because it's not nice. STEM is absolutely the way to a better society, a more prosperous nation, and yes, will lead to monetary rewards, as if that's more important than the future and the viability of this country. Looking to the past doesn't work. The world has grown beyond that. Every president since FDR has had a science advisor. Hell, every president hasn't been completely up his own ass enough that he realized he needed advisors to help make the best choices for everything. Foreign relations, defense, the economy. It was once said, I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing. You are not a wise man. Find one to save us from you. Thanks for watching The Young Turks. You can catch more of me at @KimScorcher on Twitter and Kim Horcher Official here on Facebook. Join me and my friends at the March for Science on April 22nd.